But I just gotta know one thing. Are you ready? No! I said, are you ready?
This is Brotherly Love Wrestling Podcast, your first stop for everything professional wrestling. So sit back and enjoy wrestling talk at its finest with your hosts, Larry Hall and Joe Corrado.
And we're back with another episode of the best podcast that you'll ever listen to about the graps, the wrestling, Brotherly Love Wrestling Podcast. And it is officially, the PG era is over because in studio we got beers, we got Pringles, we got energy drinks, we got all sorts of cockamamie shit going on in here.
We got a guest in studio, although they won't be making an appearance on the podcast. But
no, because we have silenced this guest. He is not supposed to make any noises. He's our new producer, and we have shunned him away from even remotely being close to this podcast. We're that kind of people.
So, how are we starting the show this week?
Oh, we start the show like we gonna start the show every week, and that's with the motherfucking winners and the motherfucking losers of the week. I'm sorry for all the cursing that PG Arizona. The fucking chains are off. The chains are off. It's gone.
Winning.
And the eventful week that was in wrestling, we kind of had to pull some shit out of our asses for the winners and the losers of this week. Some would say, well, why don't you just stop the segment? Because we have to commit to things or they're not going to stay in existence, and we want to seem like a credible podcast, so shush.
So the first winner.
Winner of the week just happened yesterday, the good old Independence Day. No, it was not Will Smith. No, it was not Randy Quaid, although he probably did something very interesting yesterday, which made him a winner. But no. Winner would be GCW. They brought back a little thing called Backyard Wrestling, and it was what you would think for a grown-up version of Backyard Wrestling would be, and from the company standpoint, it was a complete shit show, but in a good way.
Yes, very entertaining shit show. On Fight TV, which I think is the first time a backyard wrestling event was ever on a pay-per-view type show. And they delivered. It was very, very entertaining.
It just looked like a lot of fun. It looked like so much fun. I wish we somehow found a way to get there. We know it's in Jersey, and
some undisclosed location apparently.
Yeah, but I mean, Jersey's not that big, and we could probably gauge it to a couple different places. We're gonna find that motherfucker.
Yeah, we're gonna be at the next one if there is a next one.
Yeah, we're gonna
Let's hope so.
We're gonna find it. So, GCW, big ups to you, bringing back the grassroots of wrestling in someone's backyard.
Legitimate grassroots.
Yes.
Legitimate, yeah.
Not metaphorically speaking. This is literal. This is literally what we were talking about. It's fucking backyard wrestling where there's grass.
So, while we're still on GCW in the subject, we have a loser from GCW.
Yep, you almost butchered it.
I know, I was at CCW.
You stupid son of a bitch.
So, there's this wrestler.
Well, kinda.
Sort of, if you want to call him that. So, to set this up, he has bottle rockets taped to whatever.
An action figure?
An action figure. And he's going to aim it at his opponent and shoot it there. And, well, he doesn't do that. Instead, he faces it the wrong way.
At his face.
And shoots himself. It takes 3 shots of this bottle rocket in the face before he realizes, oh,
In the face!
I need to turn this around and shoot at my opponent. Just the classic, and how they put it, fuckery that was going on at GCW.
If you didn't watch it, I got an idea. You go to Fight TV, you order it, and you're going to thank us later because Every recommendation that we give to you on this podcast is pure fucking gold. Platinum. Whatever's higher than platinum. Gold, platinum. Platinum.
So, next winner.
Go for it. Hit him with it. Hit him with it big time.
So, AJ Styles and the heel turn.
Heel-ish turn?
Heel-ish turn.
No, that's
Again.
a pretty much.
Yeah.
That's almost your biggest baby face on the brand.
And then the reforming of the club.
For the umpteenth time, they're going to
Finally.
try this over and over again, forming the club.
But this time I think it's going to stick a lot more.
It has
Than
the
it
same.
has.
It has the same feel as when they beat up John Cena.
Yeah, it does. But
They fucked up there.
it's what everyone still wants because they didn't get enough of it last time. They cut it short.
Well, they cut it short with. They gave AJ and the club a little bit of a run. Then they cut that. Then they gave Finn Balor a fucking sneeze with the club, and then they nixed that right away. So maybe we can somehow conjoin all of them together, because what really is Finn Balor even doing?
Nothing right now.
Nothing.
No usage whatsoever.
Why not?
So, I mean,
They're under new management, right?
yeah.
With some people that know a little something about factions. Now, I'm going to sidetrack us a little bit, like what
Shocker.
I do best.
Yeah.
What did we say on this podcast last week?
We said that WWE needs to be and get a faction.
Yes. And what was our suggestion?
The club.
Bring back the club.
Yes.
They have a faction right there. Why don't they use them? I mean, obviously, the brilliant minds of Triple H, Paul Heyman, Eric Bischoff, they were all listening last week to us. Why we haven't gotten recognition for this yet is beyond me, but you're welcome, everybody, for bringing you the club. No, this isn't arrogance. This is just a fact of life. You're welcome.
So, to our other loser this week, and it's to the douche that taped John Cena.
I'm pretty sure that was his name on all social media accounts, too.
Absolutely.
The dude, at the douche that taped John Cena.
If you've seen this video on Twitter, on any social media, this guy starts recording before Cena even leaves this store, and then proceeds to ask him, can he get a video or a picture with him? And Cena puts him in his place. Tells him that you're already videotaping me.
Only in John Cena form, as being as completely polite as he possibly can be,
Yes.
while being irritated nonetheless, but still being the stand-up individual that John Cena is. He just wanted nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
You videotape a ghost when he walks into your store. What do you expect the ghost to do? He just doesn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, I give him props. He could have really flipped out. He could have tried to take the phone away from the guy, but
It would have been better if he wagged his hand in front of his face.
You can't see me?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah, but that would have been giving him what he wanted.
yes, exactly.
You wanted a ride. You wanted that.
Although the guy did go viral. So,
Yeah, he
so
did.
technically he got what he wanted anyway, regardless.
At the douche that taped John Cena is now going viral. So anyone can go viral nowadays. If you're an asshole, if you're crazy, if you do shit just for attention. I mean, anybody can go viral. Why
Yeah.
haven't we gone viral yet?
Yeah,
We haven't been putting
still waiting for that. Obviously, we got to do something stupid.
Yeah, we have to do something and actually videotape it. 'Cause
Yeah. Well,
that's the only way to do it.
we'll be seeing that soon. Hint, hint.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, exactly.
I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about, but sure, why not?
Past winners and losers to This Week in Wrestling.
Yes, we milked enough time trying to appease our new segment. So we're going back to the ones we know. The ones
The
we know.
meat and potatoes of our show.
You're such an Irishman. The cabbage and the potatoes, you friggin' Mick. Anyway, this week, we're dubbing this right now the Heyman and Bischoff era of the WWE, because you know what? Things got a little bit more real. Things got a little bit more serious. Things had a little bit of an edge to it.
They blurred the lines even more than they've
Then
been doing for a while. And
Now-
the Strowman Lashley thing that started off Monday Night Raw was ridiculous. And it was well done, well produced. I thought the match itself, I mean, for what it was, the storytelling was pretty good until when they got to the top of the ramp. And they had Lashley standing up there, arms out.
Hit the pose.
Exactly, and then Strowman completely just annihilates him through the stage, pyro everywhere, Corey Graves cursing on live TV.
You can say shit on TV now.
Yeah, but they don't, and that's the biggest
Maybe they
surprise.
should. Maybe they should. Maybe they just start throwing out some S-bombs.
And then they cut the commercial. They come back and they have this weird camera angle up in the fans as they're recording this. All the paramedics and Corey Graves is down there trying to help, and
He's just saying shit the whole time.
shit. But everything was done right. This whole angle was done right. When they had the match afterwards and the Viking Raiders came out, they didn't have anything they didn't have video. They didn't have any of the video behind them. They had nothing, which was perfect because you didn't want it back up immediately because then it looks even more like a work than it already is.
It was a nice touch.
They did a good job with it. They really did.
Attention to detail.
Yes.
As they would say in the biz.
And it's one of the things that Raw was never doing right over the past months that they've been doing this, and they actually did something right. And you have to look at Paul Heyman. It had his fingerprints on it.
What if he had nothing to do with it? What if this was
Then
just...
bravo to whoever did, because it was great. It was perfect. They did a really good job with it.
Correct.
Yeah.
They did. I mean, it was a good start to the show, and it set the pace. I mean, of course, 3 hours, you're going to get your filler in there, which you did, but I'm going to touch on something else. I mean, you get the debut of a tag team. Happens to be NXT tag team, who happen to also be their champions. I'm not always a big fan of debuting the champs. Like, I really wasn't a big fan when the War Raider of the Lost Ark Experience debuted as they were the champs, because you figured, okay, well then they're losing the titles if they're debuting on Raw. But I'm hoping for something a little different. If there's a different mindset to WWE right now, I'm hoping that this is a way to, look, you have a shitty tag division. It's well known. But if you bring tags up from NXT, doesn't mean they have to stay on the main roster. It means that maybe they're floaters. Maybe they're just there to bump that division, to put on good matches, to fill TV time. Though, they didn't have a match. They were entertaining as hell in the back, though. So if you're going to bring people up, I'm glad that if they're not wrestling, that they're at least entertaining.
Yeah, and you're filling out your roster. You're filling out the 3 hours, like you said, and that's how you're going to have to run the show. If you're going to want to keep people invested and keep people watching this product, you got to switch it up. You got to change what you were doing and make it different, and that's what they were trying to do. You could see it on Monday Night Raw this week. The difference.
Yeah, there were some moments that were out there. There was some moments that they hit on. I mean, 2 out of 3 falls matches, though. What the hell is the big reason for all these 2 out of 3 falls matches? What, you did 3 of them in 2 weeks.
Well, apparently from what the word has been through WWE is they don't like having these breaks, the commercial breaks in between matches, unless they're doing the picture-in-picture thing with the commercial and the match. So this is a way of being able to go to a commercial while the match is still being able to go on. So you have the first fall, you go to a commercial, and then the second fall starts. That's why when you get back from commercial, you hear the bell ring.
Well, how long until that runs its course? Because I think it's already ran, and now they're rerunning its course again.
That's the only problem, is that you got people getting bored at home watching these, but then you have to entertain the crowd because you're not doing anything in the ring.
So what the hell are they doing while the crowd's there?
They're doing the Q&A thing like they did a couple weeks ago. They're doing stuff like that in the arena with the house fans. That way they can keep them entertained and then start the second fall. Depending on who the competitors are, I don't mind 2 out of 3 falls.
But every single week?
I agree. Every single week it's going to get stale real quick, and it's already starting to.
But you ran Miz and Elias twice.
Yes. And that's the problem. And I love The Miz, and I really like Elias, but it gets old very quickly.
It's matches that are leading nowhere.
Yes. Yeah, for no reason.
They're 2 out of 3 fall filler matches, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, and another real down thing about Monday Night Raw was this mixed tag with Seth and Becky.
And this seems to be their angle that they're running. I still haven't completely figured it out. I mean, I get it. They're your 2 top stars, quote unquote, with the women's division and the men's division, with your Universal Champion, your Women's Champion. And yes, I suppose that they're an item in real life which is thrilling and newsworthy every single day, and it's just got me up in arms. I can't stop thinking about it. But I still haven't figured out what the hell the purpose is of doing this on TV every single week, putting them in mixed is it leading towards something? I know it's leading towards Extreme Rules, where they'll be in a mixed tag Extreme Rules match. But what is, like, now they're just couples matches every week? So
Yeah,
this past week you had in a bizarre segment. Now, if you were to say anything had Heyman's hands on it, I would say that this segment had a little bit of Heyman in it. Of just pushing the envelope and seeing what you can get away with Marie Kanellis and Mike Kanellis. This whole, all of a sudden, now she's the man
yeah,
and he's the bitch.
yeah. He's her bitch.
He's her bitch. And then to make matters even more bizarre, they get out to the ring. She doesn't want to tag in and announces that she's fucking pregnant. You wanted the Attitude Era back, ladies and gentlemen.
This
has the telltale signs of Attitude Era written all over it. These bizarre, and these are the things that people will forget.
Yes,
this
of course.
This is what you forgot
With
about
the
the Attitude Era when it was done in the 90s.
Yes.
Like this random shit, like, no one's ever going to remember that. But for right now, that was fucking bizarre.
Yeah, and it's going to keep going because it's just starting. That storyline just started now. So her being the man in the relationship and he's the bitch, and that it would have been better if Becky got her pregnant. It's all over the place, and it's going to continue.
It was just, like, even talking about it, we're talking about what right now? I don't even know. Now, and you're saying this is the start of a storyline. Where the hell does it go from here?
I mean, I throw my hands up. I have no idea. But I like that they're at least using Mike Kanellis. I mean, that's the only good part about it.
Now, if this really wants to take a Attitude Era turn, someone else has to be the father of this child.
It's a good point.
Does Mark Henry come back? And does Maria Kanellis now birth a foot? An elbow pad?
Something like that.
The Rock's elbow pad?
To really throw in a big twist there.
Not even a twist, just like a big, like, okay, you wanted remnants of Attitude Era back? Here you go. Maria Kanellis is giving birth to the Rock's people's elbow pad. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. If this happens on TV, they really have been paying attention to this show, and I apologize in advance.
So let's move over to SmackDown, because probably the best feud right now and the best build going into Extreme Rules is this Kofi Kingston and Samoa Joe build. You have Joe now coming out and wanting Kofi to prove to him that he's the guy that he believes he is, wanting him to shake his hand. And then you have Kofi Kingston giving Samoa Joe the finger on SmackDown TV.
What?
So something that hasn't happened in a long time because it's been PG is just another piece of evidence in leaving the PG era behind.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Wait.
Everybody calm down.
That's it. It's coming. The PG era is ending.
So what are we calling this one?
I don't know. It's going to be hard to...
The PG-13 era?
Well, it'd be TV-14, really.
The TV-14 era?
That'd be I guess. I don't
If
know.
we're labeling this a TV...
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Wait.
Everybody calm down.
The TV-14 era?
I don't know. I think it's a pretty weak name right now, but I don't know. It's
Here's
it's gonna
something
start
that-
leaning that way.
Here's something that I could see WWE labeling this and trying to get it trending. Maybe not them personally putting it out, but someone in the biz, like having, I don't know, Austin tweet this out or X-Pac or something crazy like this. This could be called like the WTF era.
Oh, God, I hope not.
Could you see it though?
I can, yeah.
Could you see that
it
being like...
screams WWE.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
like,
yeah.
welcome to the WTF era.
Yes. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that's very corny, and yeah, it sounds like that's
right.
exactly.
That's such good shit.
Yeah, that'd be horrible. So,
It's on the horizon, my friend.
unfortunately, I think you're right. But
I'm going to put this out there on Twitter. I'm going to try and get it trending. The WTF era. And watch all the boos rain in. All the followers gone.
So, also on SmackDown, you had Kevin Owens and Ziggler arguing over who should be the next contender for Kofi's title.
Well, Ziggler lost 3 times, so I think that mathematically would eliminate him.
But instead, they put him in a tag team to
Okay.
face Heavy Machinery, which made no sense, of course, in the first place.
So Heavy Machinery also lost, so that pretty much should have eliminated them too.
But these teams face off for the right to be in the now triple threat match for the titles on SmackDown.
Because it's a pay-per-view, what would a pay-per-view be without a fucking triple threat match?
So whoever wins gets into the match, and Heavy Machinery goes over because Owens turns on Ziggler, stuns him, says, "This is my show," and now we have the build towards a Kevin Owens face run.
Yeah, I mean, his promo in the beginning kind of egging Shane McMahon on.
Yes.
And who's one of the most hated? If it's not Corbin, it's definitely Shane McMahon as the most hated person on weekly WWE TV.
Yes, for sure.
So to have Kevin Owens come at him right away, you're already putting him in the face position.
And this is what they wanted before Big E went down. They wanted Owens to be the face. They wanted him to be the family man who did everything we did, but yet could just fight. And that was the way they wanted to build him.
And put on a hell of a... He's basically going to be the anti-Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn saying everything that is true, and then Kevin Owens is going to say everything that the fans are saying online, on Twitter, on the line. What they're putting out there on the line.
Yes, exactly.
Exchangeogram.
So I can't wait for a face and a true face Kevin Owens because he's been so heel for so long and so many times.
You've been so here for so long and so many times. It's a love song to you, Kevin Owens. You've been here for so long, for so long, for so long. So many times before your face.
What the hell was that?
It's a recording studio,
Where
right?
did that come from?
It came from the fucking wonderful world and the wonderful mind of your co-host. You're welcome.
I appreciate that. So the last thing we're going to talk about is who knocked on the door for Aleister Black.
Knock, knock, knocking on Black's door.
At least that fits, I guess. But so we find out that when he went to the door, there was no one there.
Of course.
Of course there was.
Because he didn't get up out of the seat fucking quick enough and they were tired of waiting for him. It was a Jehovah's Witness.
So
Can I preach to you the words of the Lord?
I'm still sticking with Cesaro being the guy. Although I really, you kind of convinced me to want it to be Randy Orton after talking about it last week.
Well, I've heard people also saying that it could possibly be Bray Wyatt. And if this is the case, then it's a complete waste. No, I don't like it.
Why?
Not right off the bat.
Okay. You think it wasted it?
I think, because now it's kind of like, Bray Wyatt has built himself into this funhouse, demented, lunatic, happy but crazy person. I don't think he's ready for a match on TV yet. I really don't. I mean, what?
You think more has to happen?
I think they have to play the waiting game. I think this thing with Aleister Black, and you put him in the ring with Bray, because you don't want Bray Wyatt to lose. You want Bray Wyatt to be sick and demented, unless this is something like he is going to face Black, and this is going to be like the let me in. That's the whole door thing, let me in, and he converts Aleister Black into a sick, twisted, demented person as well, because I think that is a fitting personality for Aleister Black as well. Not so much like the Wyatt family, but just a fucking crazy, lunatic, psychopath pairing.
I mean, it would make sense.
And I don't want them to be a tag team. I don't want to do too many tag team things, but I want them to be together, and I want a lot of mind games to be played with them and whoever they're coming after.
Yeah, and not only that, it would be something different because the first instinct is to make them a tag team.
Well,
that
yeah,
way,
if you're talking about WWE.
Exactly.
Like, oh, we got nothing for these two. We're going to make them a crazy tag team. They're going to do crazy things.
Yeah, but then you can, of course, they can do tag matches, but you still have the majority be singles with one or the other in their corner for singles matches as well.
Or even, not even there, but just the presence of them with lighting tricks and all that crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like what they used to do with The Undertaker with the fucking lightning bolt.
Yes.
But make, like children laughing and fucking clowns going, something like that. But don't let me do it, because that sounded terrible.
Correct. Yeah, I completely agree.
But if that is the knock on the door and that's the direction and the path it's going to take, I'm all for it. But if it's to set up a match between the two and you have to make me choose on who I want to win, because I don't want Alistair to lose this new... Oh, I think time's up.
Someone's at the door.
Bell's ringing and the time's up. But anyway,
Yeah,
now
keep
that now that something has derailed the fucking show, if it's a match between Alistair and Wyatt, because I don't want Wyatt. I don't think Wyatt should. If he's on TV and he's in a match, he shouldn't lose. But I don't feel like Alistair should either.
Neither one of them, because they both haven't been on TV for a long time.
I feel like that's...
It kills somebody. Someone gets killed on that.
Yeah, the problem is that it's been the same people over and over again, so it kind of had... For Alistair, for whoever to knock, it's got to be someone who's been on TV. Like, someone you're not just bringing up, because it's going to be a tough choice. Because you're going to run into that problem like, oh, it's Alistair Black versus Buddy Murphy makes his debut. And
it's the same predicament, yeah.
Whoever loses is, oh, they're just burying him. They're just burying him. They brought him up here to lose.
Exactly. You need a guy like Cesaro. You need a guy like Orton, where it doesn't hurt Orton to lose. It doesn't hurt Cesaro to lose. Well, it does, yeah.
Orton is your safest play here.
It is.
And it would be a hell of a match and a good build. But really, if you put anyone else against Black that isn't like a quote-unquote jobber, like a mid-card talent, because you're going to want top tier. You're going to want someone that wants to shut them up. Why not a veteran?
And be able to put on a really good match as well.
Yeah, so why not put Orton in the match? Because Orton's not going to get buried.
No.
It's not going to look like a burial.
No, it's going to look like him bringing along the young talent at that point.
Which is, believe it or not, what Randy Orton does.
Yes. So, that'll do it for This Week in Wrestling. Let's move on to the rumor mill.
Guess what? It's not loaded up, so I'm going to have to sing it for you.
What is wrong with you?
Hold on, I got it.
Look at all these rumors surrounding me every day. I just need some time to get away from all these rumors. I can't take it no more.
I liked it.
Yeah, but all right. So let's go to these rumors and see what we got.
Let's see what we could dig up and try and fill some fucking time.
Obviously, we've been talking about the whole show, WWE leaving the PG era behind. With everything that has happened this week, everyone is reporting that because of the cursing by Corey Graves and the outlandish spot in the beginning and Kofi Kingston giving Samoa Joe the finger.
Yeah, arguably your biggest baby face in the company.
Exactly. That they are doing it. That it's about time. It's TV 14 time. Just in time for Fox.
It's the WTF LMAO era.
You just added a bunch of letters with that?
Laugh my ass off?
Yeah. For what reason?
I don't know. I feel like that's the cool thing that kids do today, and the kids are taking over the damn world.
Don't say the kids like you're 50 years old.
The kids, those damn kids, get off my fucking lawn before I get the hose out.
Jesus. But yeah, I hope this really is the case. It looks like it with the guys, with Bischoff and with Heyman. So let's hope this keeps going the way it has been the last two shows, and we keep going with the next Monday Night Raw and SmackDown with that way.
Is that a rumor?
Well, because there's people actually are saying that they've made the decision now. And that's why we've seen this, and that's going forward. That's what it's going to be.
They kind of needed to get edgier anyway, because they're leading into a pay-per-view that is dubbed Extreme Rules, coming into
the home of Extreme,
the city that wants nothing but extreme fucking rules. They don't want a gimmick pay-per-view with no gimmick, with no balls behind it.
Yeah.
They want Edge, they want Christian, they want the Peep Show, they want fucking 5-second poses. Give the people the 5-second pose, for the love of God. Give them what they want.
So WWE is also advertising a SummerSlam match
Already?
Yes, this is now again. This is why it's the rumor mill.
Okay.
Baron Corbin
Okay.
versus The Undertaker
What?
in a casket match.
What?
Yes.
Isn't this what happened to Rusev?
For one of the super show
Super
things,
Super
yeah,
Duper shows?
whatever.
It was
they're
supposed to
called.
be Jericho?
Yes, exactly. So I don't know. Again, obviously,
Oh my
so
god.
far
I
out.
hope this rumor will rest in peace.
Yeah, I don't know how the build would work. I don't know how the match would even work.
They're not even fucking intertwined right now.
I know.
So don't intertwine them. If he's intertwined with anybody and it's gonna be a match, let it be McIntyre.
I agree.
And let McIntyre frickin' Claymore
Bury
kick
him.
the shit out of fucking Undertaker and just be like, look, Taker, you're not winning anymore. You can't. This guy is a fucking beast. And he's 40 years younger than you. He's kicking your ass. That's it. I don't care if you ride a fucking motorcycle that's got fucking flames coming off the back that shoots fucking fireworks out the back to the ring. Although that would be fucking cool. I don't care if he's doing that. He's not beating anyone anymore. That's it.
Well, he's probably beating someone in a couple of weeks because he has Roman Reigns on his team, and they're probably going over.
That's probably true.
So
But in singles competition, if
I agree.
Undertaker is in a match with any younger talent that needs this win, he's not going over. And it should be McIntyre. But you know what? All this is going to be said, and it's going to be fucking Taker versus Shane in a fucking casket match. And you're
Probably right.
and
Yeah.
you're going to be like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Most likely.
Why? Why? And he's going to try and do coast to coast, get caught, and chokeslammed into a fucking casket.
That's basically
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. That's what's going to end up happening. WWE booking, TV, what was it? WTF.
the end. You already forgot your name for it?
LMAO, SCU, DDP era.
So,
MFers.
probably the saddest rumor I've heard in a while. 205 Live
Is-
could be coming to an end.
Yeah, I think they're done at the end of the year.
They're saying before the end of the year, they will be stopping it because of course, low ratings,
Because
and poor attendance.
we haven't done anything since the incarnation of it, except when Enzo was around and we put the belt on him for a hot minute, and then he got fucking hit with charges and we fired his ass, and then we didn't know what to do after that because we didn't trust anybody on the roster because they don't weigh 280 pounds and they're 6'8" tall. Well, no shit. It's 205 Live. It's built into the goddamn name of the frickin' division, and we just don't want to invest anything. This had the potential to be NXT caliber wrestling,
Which it already is.
which it is,
It is.
and the talent themselves has done a lot to try and keep it afloat. It's just that the company doesn't seem to want to care. They don't. If you were going to do anything, and if you were going to put it anywhere, you run it at either 7 o'clock before SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Or you run it at 8 and let that be the first hour on the network, and then run SmackDown 9 to 11. I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas of what you could do to not... Because at 8 o'clock, everyone's ready to go. The fans are there. They're ready to go. Just because you're not schlepping out fucking Shane McMahon, please, believe me, they're going to be happy about that.
Yeah, I agree.
Give them 2 fucking good wrestling matches to let the fucking show start. And then do your dark match as the main event match.
Well, I mean, the word is that they're going to try and have Heyman and Bischoff use them on Raw and SmackDown and sprinkle them in.
Overpopulated roster.
That's going to be that's so hard to do. It's going to be so hard to do. You already can't get superstars that are on the rosters now on TV.
Okay, I'm going to throw out an idea, and I'm sure Paul Heyman has already thought of this and behind this 100%. We get rid of, as much as it is beloved, as much as everyone loves it, the 24/7 title needs to pretty much come to a halt. With Paul Heyman in charge and the 205 Live title gone, why not we bring back good old-fashioned hardcore championship? And there's your 205 Live roster now brought into the main roster, and you can use them that way. And you can intermix, because how are you going to win? How are you going to beat a bigger opponent? How are you going to beat a Cesaro? How are you going to beat a Sheamus? How are you going to beat a Lashley? You're going to have to use a weapon. Well, when are you allowed to do that? In a hardcore fucking match.
Yeah, but the concept of the 24/7 title can stay. You can still do the hardcore match, or hardcore title, excuse me, but still have the 24/7 rule, and that way you can have half the roster on Raw, half the roster on SmackDown, and have it going back and forth, and then you can still do it.
Either that, or I've been saying it for a while, the television championship.
That too. And that would work as well.
Because you're eliminating a belt, but you can bring one back.
Yes.
And both of those guys are old school enough to know the heritage of the television championship.
Yeah, I hope something good happens with these guys because there's so much talent down there.
I mean, you push some
and they need the time.
Well, NXT guys and girls are going to be brought up, so you're going to need some space in NXT where you're going to need some people. I mean, it's a perfect spot for them because you highlight wrestling there. So why not bring some of the best wrestlers that you have in the company in 205 Live and bring them back to NXT, and then some intertwine in. I mean, look, Ricochet's pushing $180. And he's your United States champion. You have 4 or 5 other ones, maybe not on the exact same level as a Ali, Murphy, or Ricochet, but you have very, very, very serviceable talent, and I don't mean that as a snide remark, but
No, you're right.
you have plenty of people that are fantastic athletes and wrestlers down in 205 Live. And a lot of them already have a character. They just need the push, and they need the help. And who are you going to get that from? Eric Bischoff, Paul Heyman.
Yeah, these guys who know how to use this unused talent. So that'll end it for the rumor.